growing up, looking at our parents' relationship, our auntie's relationship, relationships with the older people in our life, we always looked at it with so much admiration, making us want to get married because we're like, oh, I want to have what my parents have. You see a lot of young men today still say, I want a woman like my mom, because my mom was patient, my mom endured, my mom was there for my father and all that. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why it seems like a lot of our mothers hate our fathers. Okay, before I start talking in this video, I want to put out a disclaimer there. I am not talking about my mother or one auntie or one family member. I am talking about something in general. I'm saying this because there are certain people who always like to misconstrue and misinterpret things that people say. I'm talking about a general conception. I'm not talking about a particular thing. Okay, understand me. Anyway, if you want to see everything I think about this, just keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I am a Cameroonian content creator based in Douala, Cameroon. In today's video, I am going to be talking about why it seems as if our mothers hate our fathers. Like I said again, not my mother, I'm talking about generally what I have seen with trends, with stories and everything. You can say they hate. Maybe hate is a strong word, but why our mothers feel resentful, feel angry and all that. I'm going to be talking about that in this video. So first of all, back in the day, getting married, sometimes it wasn't really about love and all that. Sometimes people were just match made. Like, okay, you have gotten to the age where you want to get married. My uncle, my brother has this girl. This other uncle has his own man. They just come, bring you put together, you get married. It's true, some people used to get married for love, attraction and all that, but majority of the time, married did not look a lot on, oh, you have to love this man to get married. And people got married mostly because they had to, like, okay, they had a particular way. I'm talking about the African society. They had a particular way that they look at things like, okay, I've gotten to this age, I've finished school. For women, for example, I've finished school, so it's time for me to get married. For men, it's like, okay, I've gone to school, I've finished, I have a job, now I'm trying to build my own home and everything, so let me put everything together and get married. So that is why a lot of them got married, right? And then when it comes to stayed married, like I said, a lot of young men will be like, I want my wife to be like my mother. Our mothers did not do what these young girls these days are doing. Our mothers were not like this. Our mothers. We have a lot of people saying our mothers. So if you want to look at it, why did a lot of these women stay? The main thing was, what would people say? It's true that as years go by now, a lot of people are not really caring about what people will say, but before, what would people say was a very big thing to people. Like, I cannot just, like, what? You want to come on, you're married? What will people say? It's true, some people say things like that, but the amount has really dropped. So a lot of them stayed there because of image. What do people say? Say, I don't come on, they'll say I'm irresponsible for a woman. If I leave my marriage, many people say I'm irresponsible. They'll say I'm a loose woman. They'll say I could not hold my marriage. So a lot of women stayed in the marriage no matter what, because they just wanted to cover it. No matter how a husband might hurt them, no matter what would happen, a lot of our mothers stayed in the marriage because they just did not want to deal with that shame. They just felt like you leaving means you're a failure, and it's not something they wanted. So I feel like as years have gone by with the coming of social media, no matter what you people say, social media has also affected our parents. Our mothers are now saying that, oh, so I had different options. So I had options to put myself first. I had an option to forget about what my husband thinks and be happy. I had all these options and I did not take it. So sometimes it starts bringing that kind of, this man has put me all through all this, so this is making me upset. First of all, in case you do not know, let's talk about the way our fathers were. A typical African society, the man does not do anything to begin with. The man is the man. The man does not support the wife, does not help the wife. So you see a woman, her husband is working, she too might be working, okay? But that man, the second the man closes from work and comes, he's chilling because he's a man. Men don't enter the kitchen, men don't wash children's clothes, men don't cook, men don't do this. So that woman has like double the work. She's trying to manage. And I feel like sometimes that's why you used to see a lot of people coming to stay in a family house, because sometimes the mother can get overwhelmed with what she has to do. So sometimes all these family members coming to stay in with them, you're helping the family member while the family member is helping you. So that's the first dynamic, which is changing a lot these days. So because of that, some women would just feel extremely exhausted and drained, and because it was said that that is how marriage is supposed to be. All those chores, are your job as a woman. That is what you're supposed to be doing as a woman. A lot of our mothers were doing this thing and draining themselves and getting exhausted, getting older than their age. That's why you always hear a lot of people saying, oh, women get older than men, because they had a lot to do. I know so many women who are teachers, for example. You go and work, your husband goes and works, you too, you go and work, you people come back, you're sleeping, the man comes, he's sleeping, you go now, you start a full new job, you start cleaning, you cook, you want to do this, you want to do that. So a lot of the women felt so drained. A lot of our mothers felt so drained, but they could not complain, because if you complain in our society, it means, oh, you're a bad woman, you're not mother enough, other women are doing it, why are you complaining? Are you the first to do it? Our mothers did it, our mothers did it, so why are you complaining now? So a lot of our mothers were going through all of these things and they were stressing. And let's not go back. Let's not start talking about the other things like, oh, maybe you have a cheating husband, or maybe you have a husband who is a drunk, or you have a husband who is irresponsible, who is probably not taking care of any of the bills. You're working, you're taking care of all the bills, and then you cannot leave this situation because you're looking at it like, what will people say? The society is going to think that I'm a bad person and all that. You just have all these things on you. So our mothers had a lot they were dealing with. So dealing with all these things, and then as time now is changing, social media, they're seeing that, oh my God, my daughter has options. This is happening. I'm seeing. So it really did not have to be like this. It just makes some of our mothers really mad. I know so many women, so many older women who went through horrible things in their marriages. They even removed their hearts from their husbands. Like they're not even, they know they were the man again. That's the way they can say it. I can say it in pidgin. Like she is not even with that man again. Her heart is out of there. She's just minding her business, but she is still with this man because what will people say? Or where else will I go to? I'm already old and all that. Because these are things, if you talk to elderly women, those are things that they'll say. Where else should I go? I'm already old. Ma just she don't or I don't have money to start over life and just things like that. So a lot of the women had so much that they were dealing with, that as they have gotten older, the first thing that you're going to notice is that a lot of these women, especially those women who went through shege with their partners, they advise their children, see, you see this thing called marriage is not to do or die. If you cannot feel it, leave it. That is the ones, the parents that are woke, because I still have some mothers who will be telling you that don't go, what people say and all that. They're not looking at the child's happiness. But when those ones that are woke, they'll start telling you things like, see, marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is nice, but if it's not working, if you are not happy, if you're losing yourself, if you're constantly fighting, if you feel threatened, it is better for you to walk out of that marriage and be happy for the rest of your life than stay there and then you become like me. I've seen so many women who would say things like this to me, like, please don't live life the way I lived my life. You have to put yourself first, okay? Put yourself first. So you see a lot of them who will tell you things like that. Also, you notice that there's a huge thing with some of our mothers. You notice that many mothers, some of them have just abandoned their husband. Like you see so many families. Where is your mother? Your mother is in the US. The father is here in Cameroon. Where is your mother? My mother has gone for Omugo and Yaoundé tomorrow. So some of the mothers, because of everything that the men did and they were dealing with it, when their children come of age and they start having their own house and having their own lives, you see a lot of these mothers just abandoning the man and forgetting about the man, and they're just dealing with their own life. You see so many mothers, there are some women that they are never in their house. They are never in their house because they are now walking to their children. Go to them here and there. They're attending church meetings, doing different things, just keep themselves busy because they are done with that man. Because the great tendency with these men is that when a man is still young, he's all over the place. He's hot. He's here. He's there. He's there. He's here. He's everywhere. And then as he's getting old, he starts calming down. Everything is going down slowly, till he gets to the point where he's tired. And most of the time, no sugar baby is going to come and sit with him and be like, okay, let me hold you now, you're getting old. In our African society, it's very common. A lot of men, as they start reaching their 50s, 60s, their health starts deteriorating. So they need extra care. So some of these women are just looking at the men like, so after every shege that you put me through, After walking around with all the girls in town, you have finally come back to me for me now to be carrying you, straining with you and all that. So some of these women will treat their men very badly, and you're like, why is this woman treating her husband like that? Why is she shouting at her husband? Why is she being mean to her husband? Ask that woman. If you just see a woman being an elderly woman being very mean to her husband, talking anyhow to him, it's just that build up that they have built up over the years, over the things that the man has been saying. I'm not saying this is correct though. I'm just trying to make us to understand where this thing is coming from, because I see so many people say things like, the way my mom treats my dad sometimes, I really don't understand. The way my mom is rude to my dad, the way my mom will abandon my dad and go and do this one and do this one, I don't understand. It's because of things like this. Women keep in a lot. No matter how long you keep it, when they start getting old and then they start seeing that this man is at their mercy, sometimes some women just unleash. Some women just get so mad, okay? Some of these men, when they get to that stage, they start apologizing. I'm sorry for everything I did and all that. But I feel like to an extent, it's too late, because you had already caused the damage. When you had to be struggling to fix things, you had left it to pull on up till that point. So when I see guys saying things like, oh, I wish you should be more like my mom and things like that, if certain moms are being honest with you, they'll tell you, don't be like me. They'll tell their children, don't treat your wife the way your father treated me. They'll tell their daughters, don't be like me. Don't be like me. Don't be a footstool like I was. You have to do something for yourself. So this is just what it is, you see. So this is it. This is why it seems like our mothers do not like our fathers, because imagine, okay, just imagine yourself now. A lot of us now, we don't deal with any BS. If you're with your husband and he's doing the most, he's beating you and all that, you just walk away. But imagine him beating you constantly. You cry, you get angry, but you stay. People, you want to go, people are like, no, you should stay. You stay there, and then you start hating this person. You don't want to be with this person anymore. You're just feeling like, I'm trapped with this person. What am I supposed to do? You get. So I feel like that's what happens, that people will say, our mothers, it's like our mothers don't like our fathers. So that's why I'm always like, please stop. A lot of people will be like, oh no, our parents' marriages worked and all that. And I was like, no, your parents are not being honest with you. Yes, they stayed married for years, but you don't say, for me, I don't feel like a successful marriage is a matter of how many years they spend together. They might have been together for me, my parents have been married for, I think this is 43 years. I would not say, oh, they've had the perfect marriage because they've been married for 43 years. They might have been married for 43 years, but they have been miserable for like 30 years in the marriage. You're not going to say, oh, because these people are married for 43 years, it automatically means that they have been in a good marriage. Not necessarily. People married people, they are going through a lot, guys. They are going through a lot, things that you can never really imagine. So for me, I feel like a lot of our mothers, they feel really trapped in this situation. Like, if I knew, I've seen older women who are like, oh my God, I wish I had left. Sitting now and looking at my life, I feel like I wasted my life. I feel like I should have done better. I feel like I thought that I was staying there for my children, but when I look at it now, I see that I was just being a wuss. There are certain women who their children do not respect them. I had this friend of mine who had outrightly told her mom, like, with how my dad was beating you and maltreating you and doing all these horrible things, why did you stay? And then now the mother is treating the father badly, and she's like, why did you stay? Now you're taking it out on him. Why didn't you open up and tell this man, this is what you're doing that I don't like? And if you saw that there was no way of change, why did you stay? So a lot of women are staying in marriages today saying, oh, it's for my children. And your child will use that thing to insult you tomorrow. She would say you are not a good example. You are not a role model, because you are in a toxic situation. You are almost dying somewhere, but you stayed and claimed that it was for the children. Anyway, guys, this is what I think. What do you people think? Do you agree with me that this is why it seems as if our mothers do not like our fathers? Let me know in the comment section. Again, like I said, this is not about me and some personal person that I know. This is me talking generally. Do not misunderstand me, okay? Thank you guys very much for watching this one. Let's talk more. This is a conversation I feel like we have to talk more about. Let's talk more in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching this one, and Kenna is going to see you on the next one, okay? Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.